Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving into mensuration. It's just the math of measuring shapes.
You ever wonder how much paint you actually need for a wall? It's a classic problem, right?
Or, how much carpet you need to perfectly fit a room. Yup, these are all mensuration problems.
Okay, let's start with the basics. Perimeter is simply the distance around the outside of a shape. For a rectangle, you just add the length and breadth, then multiply by 2. Super easy.
Now area is different. It's not the distance around, but the total space inside the shape.
In calculating a rectangle's area, even simpler. Just multiply the length by the breadth.
Okay, let's dive into the most common shapes you'll see. We'll start with squares and triangles.
For squares and triangles, these simple formulas are your foundation for pretty much everything else.
So that's a great question. What if you don't know the triangle's height? There's a tool for that.
Let's walk through an example. Here we have the perimeter and one side, but no height.
We can solve this in 3 steps. Find the missing sides, calculate S, then just plug it all in.
And just like that, we find the area is 48 square centimeters. Now the key point is, once you get the basics, you can tackle more complex shapes. Let's move on to parallelograms. So a parallelogram is kind of like a tilted rectangle. Its area formula, base times height, is very similar.
For a trapezium, you just average the 2 parallel sides and then multiply that by the height.
Okay, now for a shape with no straight sides at all, the circle. Let's talk about it.
So instead of perimeter, we say circumference. The formulas for both that and the area rely on pi.
This is where it gets really fun. Let's see how these formulas actually apply to real situations.
Imagine you need to tile a big hall. The tiles are square, and they cost 5 rupees each. First, find the areas, then figure out how many tiles you need, and finally, get the total cost.
And there's the final cost. That's the power of putting these simple formulas to work for you.
Okay, what about calculating the area of just a path around a field, like in this example?
The trick is actually simple. Calculate the area of the big outer rectangle and just subtract the inner one.
From gardens to rooms, the world is full of shapes. So now that you have the tools, what will you measure?